Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying their summer. I just wanted to come on very quickly and do a follow-up to my laundry room makeover, just to share a few things about what I learned during that laundry room makeover. So if you're interested in learning the 3 things that I learned during my laundry room makeover, then please stick around. Went back to one of my videos. I did a video on my laundry room makeover, and I'll insert that somewhere in here. And I wanted to just chat a little bit about some of the things I learned during that laundry room makeover. If you've got a chance to look at it, it was a good experience. I really enjoyed doing that and just finding things to put in the laundry room and all of that. But I thought what I could do was come up with 3 things that I learned during my laundry room makeover that might help you with your laundry room makeover. Or maybe you can just relate to some of these things. I remember before I started the makeover, I was on YouTube looking at everybody's makeovers and trying to get ideas and what have you before I started. So here's one of the things that I learned during my makeover was I had to determine what the space was being used for, or how the space was currently being used. Some of us have laundry rooms that are actual standalone laundry rooms. Some of us have laundry rooms that are in powder rooms. Some of us have laundry rooms that are in a hallway. So one of the things that we need to determine first is, how is the space really being used? And that will help you determine how you want to reorganize the space. If it's in a mud room that people must have access to coming and going, then you really need to make sure that you take that into consideration before you start your decorations or your makeovers. So our laundry room is in the powder room. So it is behind, I guess, like bifold doors or closet doors, and it really just is a laundry space that's in a powder room that's on the first floor. So visitors have access to that room. So it couldn't be anything too outlandish with a lot of baskets and things like that outside of those bifold doors. So I was limited to the space behind the bifold doors. At least that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want anything to clash with what was going on in the powder room itself. So I took that into consideration. So as I said, you have to determine what the space, or how the space is currently being used, and if you want to continue to use the space in the same manner. Also, is there going to be traffic back and forth through that space? So I think that had to be taken into consideration as well. Another thing that I came away with after or during this experience of making over the laundry room was determining that it didn't have to be expensive. A laundry room makeover really doesn't have to be expensive. If you're just doing some cosmetic changes to make things easier to access, then it really doesn't have to be expensive. That's number 2. I ended up going to the Dollar Tree to get some baskets to put in the laundry room, and I labeled them, and that seems to be working, which takes me into my 3rd observation, was to ask myself, is this going to be sustainable? By that I mean, will we use it? Will we continue to use it? Sorry, but it's hot out here and I'm just sweating. But anyway, Will we use it? Is it sustainable? Is it going to be too much trouble to use? For example, some of the makeovers that I saw, and this is not to be critical of anyone, because some of these makeovers were just absolutely fabulous. But some of the makeovers had, they were using bottles, had taken their detergents and various other things that they used in their laundry room and put them in jars and bottles, and had marked them with chalk labels and what have you. Is that going to be sustainable? Are you going to be able to, or you or whoever is doing your laundry, going to be able to or continue to put your detergent inside of the jars that you laid out? Or will it become one of those things, well, it's just too much trouble to open that jar, dump your detergent in there or your fabric softener in there, and you'll just go back to just leaving the laundry detergent, fabric softener, and bleach in its original container and just putting it on the shelf. So I wanted to ask myself, is this going to be sustainable? And those were some of the things that went through my head as I did this laundry room makeover. So I hope it's helpful for you. Again, as I said, 1, determine how the space is currently being used or how you'd like to use it in the future. And 2, I had to think about cost. How much did I want to spend? And I determined that it doesn't have to be expensive to do what we wanted to do. And 3, is it sustainable? Will we use the new arrangement, or will we just go back to our old ways? So those are the 3 things that came to mind during my laundry room makeover. And again, if you looked at my video, if you're watch it after this, you'll see it's very simple. It's very simple. It wasn't very lavish, but it's working for us, and I think that's really all that matters. So those are my experiences. Why don't you share some of your experiences with your laundry room refresher makeover, or let me know in the comments some of the questions that you asked yourself, or during your laundry room makeover. I'd like to hear from you. So thank you all, guys, for riding with me as usual, and I hope you have a great, awesome day, and I will see you all in my next production. Bye.